Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. And for today, we are going to be talking about the Dormmamu new uniform as well as give you my suggestion whether you should purchase this uniform or not if you only own him at level 60 at the moment. So today we are going to try him out in some of the World Boss Ultimate, and I will also be showing you guys a damage comparison between an Obelisk and the CTP of Judgement for Dormmamu. So it might give you an idea which custom gear or which CTP you should go for if you're about to build up your Dormmamu. Alright, so before we go into some of the World Boss Ultimate, let's take a really quick look at the rest of my build. Well, nothing has been maxed out except for cooldown, which kind of like I'm missing some of the important stat here, like ignore defense. But anyways, this is how my stat goes. All the gears are at 20, and there is at least 2 legendary energy attack Uru on each of the gear, which is very standard. All the skill set here are maxed out. As far as the skill set goes, as always, you got the immunity on his third skill. You got the fire resistances that's down to 60% from his fourth skill. So if you bring in Dr. Voodoo, it's going to be 84%, I guess. And then you also got the 50% reflect here, which is very nice. And then the fifth skill, you got the silent, which is very good in ABX. You also got the all defense now that's down to only 50%, which is not a lot to be honest. You got the penetration, invincibility with some of the attack buff as well, which is very nice. And then the passive, you got the revive ability, which really means a lot to Dormmamu because he can just die in an instant. So with this revive ability, he's going to mean a lot to Dormmamu. And then he also got some of the healing on his tier 2 passive, I guess. Yeah, the 20% recovery of max HP, which is not bad at all. And then we got Power Angry Hawk ISO set here, stage 6 in effect. And then we are rocking with a CTP of Judgement now. Now the first Obelisk should be 180% damage proc with fire damage and fire resist before I equip this Judgement. So basically that Obelisk will be gone forever. So that's how it goes. And then about the uniform, I haven't really touched anything on my uniform yet. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so first of all, I'll be showing you guys stage 60 Ebony mod with 2 different builds. One is a normal Obelisk, which is 180% damage proc with fire damage and fire resist, which I'm showing you guys right now. But that Obelisk have been gone forever. But anyways, the second build will be a CTP of Judgement. So stage 60, we have 2 different builds to be compared. However, to be very honest, Dormmamu is not able to clear stage 70 Ebony mod with a normal Obelisk. So if you are someone that is trying to use your level 60 Dormmamu to clear stage 70 Ebony mod with an Obelisk, you are going to be very disappointed. But anyways, with a CTP of Judgement, he is able to clear stage 70 Ebony mod, so I will also be showing you guys that clip at the end of my video. So yeah, my assumption is with an Obelisk, the maximum stage for a level 60 Dormmamu should be around stage 65 Ebony mod. However, with a CTP of Judgement, I guess he can push up to around maybe stage 72 or stage 73 or maybe stage 75. So I guess that's not too bad. So about the rotation, it's a bit different here in between an Obelisk and a CTP of Judgement, but the rotation order is more or less the same, just the cancellation timing is a bit different here. So the rotation is cancel 3, cancel 4 and proc on 5 when you are using an Obelisk. So this also applies to those things like a CTP of energy or a CTP of destruction. So yeah, try to get the full damage proc on his 5th skill if you are using an Obelisk. If you are using a Judgement, then it will be a different story. The rotation will be 3 cancel into 4 and try to get at least 2 seconds of Judgement proc on his 4th skill. Then only cancel it right away into your 5th skill and let your 5th skill to play out fully. So 2 seconds of Judgement proc on his 4th skill and the remaining 3 seconds of Judgement proc on his 5th skill. So that is the skill rotation for Dormmamu with this new uniform. But the disadvantage about this uniform is, first of all his skills can get guard broken very easily, can get interrupted by the boss. So if you are someone that is trying to use an Obelisk, you are going to have a very bad headache. especially against Ebony. As you can see right in this battle, my skill got cancelled very frequently, which kind of sucks. But when you're trying to do stage 70, it will be even worse, which you're gonna see that in the later gameplay. Alright, so we just did it with more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds left with just an Obelisk. Stage 60 Ebony, which is not bad at all. And right now we are doing stage 60 Ebony with a CTP of Judgement. So let's see how much faster he can do here with a CTP of Judgement. So the first disadvantage is about his skill. It's just very annoying because his skill can get guard broken very easily. And the second bad thing about this uniform is he can die super easy. Yeah, which you're gonna see that in a while. Just to be very honest, luckily he has that revive ability. Otherwise, you can basically skip building this character or skip buying this uniform. Because to be honest, if you are not about to tier 3 Dormmamu, if you are not about to give him a CTP of Judgement or CTP of Rage, you can basically skip buying this uniform. Because this uniform is just expensive as hell. However, I do believe he must be having some of the PvP potential. But again, if you're not about to tier 3 Dormmamu, forget about that. For PvP game mode, you need at least a tier 3. You're not going to do much without your tier 3, so yeah. If you want to tier 3 Dormmamu, just go ahead to grab this uniform. If you're not about to tier 3 him, and if you're F2P, you can basically skip this uniform. Build other universal characters instead, like Black Bolt or Captain Marvel, because he really needs his tier 3 in order to shine in both game mode. But of course, that is based on my opinion. I could be wrong. At the end of the day, you are the one that making the call. So depends on your needs and depends on your decision. So through this kind of gameplay, you can decide for yourself whether this is the damage you are looking from Dormmamu or not. If it is, just go ahead to grab this freaking uniform. Alright guys, so that's all for the build and the rotation and the suggestion as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you. in more times than I can get out.